Looking at selling that until they kick. What loaf? 91. What's up? They were at that thing the other week. That show at Couple. There was a sale there, and I saw it. I had a word with him and a chat with him, and then I went up to his house and had a look at it, and then had a run at it.
Hello.
Well,
Is that yours?
That is mine, yeah.
I thought they didn't have doors on them. I thought they didn't have doors, people sort of climb. Oh, they got the string doors where you open them. I don't know a lot about the Frogeyed.
Well, this isn't an original.
Okay.
They're all recreations. All the cars I've got are all brand new 20 years ago. And they only made a handful of turnkey cars, and I've got 4 of them. But they were built...
I'll keep you away then, you can comment on it.
I'm a bit timid about them. They're a bit rare because, well, the company made about 130 cars in total, but his early ones were what we'd call a kit car. We called them restoration assembly units, but Japanese wanted brand new cars in 95, 94, 93, 94. They ordered 50 cars, but only 28 got built. 25 went to Japan. 2 got left behind, 1 went to Germany, and 1 stopped in Britain. I owned that and restored it for some years ago, and then this one came up for sale, and this is another one of the one that should have gone to Japan, but it never got built. And it didn't get built until after the company had gone into voluntary liquidation.
Who built them?
The Frogeyed Car Company.
Oh, right. That's why it's got Isle of Wight on the book.
Yeah.
I'm not totally asleep. But a lot of the original ones went to the States, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Back in the day, balance of payments.
I assume Japan. I don't know whether Japanese had any in the 60s. I don't know.
I haven't got a clue.
But they certainly fell in love with them in the 80s and the 90s when these were made. These were made, as I say, totally recreated. But the last 2 batches, which was only sort of 28, they finished up being 28 and 11. They were beautifully turned out.
I mean, that's better than new, isn't it? Than the original one, in my opinion.
Well, of course,
the finish and what have you.
The steel chassis.
Yeah.
All brand new running gear. All.
No rust.
No.
No hassle.
The right spring in.
So what engine did they use? A Mini one?
Well, they used the A Series Plus, which is the Marina engine, I believe.
Okay.
I believe it was all brand new equipment, came from Austin Rover at the time, with a Ford gearbox, this one.
Right.
But the ones I've got in my garage, I've got 2 of the last ones built, of only 11, and they've got the K Series Rover engine in with a
So they are
gearbox.
really late ones then?
And they're beautiful. Well, they're all beautiful. They're just, but not many people know about them because
I've never heard of them myself, but again, I can't fit in them, you see, so they're no good to me.
No, it doesn't turn you on that much.
I'm too big for them and too tall.
Yeah.
But some of them, like the MGB, are no problem at all, but the midget, no way. They're just too small.
Well, funny enough, I'd gone out to buy a fun car for me and my mentally handicapped daughter some 20 years ago, and came home. Well, when my shopping list was MGB drophead,
right?
TVR, sorry, not TVR, MGB drophead, or a Triumph TVR. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the big
Triumph Spitfire or a Stag or something like that.
Or a Lotus Elan. And went up to a dealership up in North Yorkshire who I knew had top quality open top sports cars for a fun car to start my quest to look for a fun car, thinking it would take me 3 months to find a car. Anyway, I landed on his doorstep. He'd only got about 10 cars in stock, 3/4 of them sold. May the 1st, her birthday was May the 2nd, and we're using them. And
brilliant.
I landed on his doorstep, sold. I said, oh, I wasted my time coming up here, and walked past the sister to this. And I said, oh, I see you've got an Austin Healey Sprite Mark 1. I'm not in the market for one of those. They're slow and rusty. Oh no, sir, he says, and opens the bonnet. There's a fuel-injected engine, 5-speed gearbox, glass fibre glass fibre bodywork with Kevlar built in, Wilton carpet, leather upholstery. 3.5-year-old with 2,600 miles on the clock. So within 2 hours of me going out, I'd actually found, negotiated and bought the ideal car for me and my daughter.
And it's not this one, it's a different one than this.
It's the one that's featured in a magazine. Isn't
Right.
it? And it's like somebody picked me out of bed that morning and said...
Just fate, isn't it?
Well,
sometimes you're in the right place.
The crazy bit about it, 3 years later she died of cancer, so she didn't have an extra 3 months for me to look for a car.
Yeah.
Within 2 hours I'd found the ideal car.
Yeah.
And it was just like somebody was pulling me with strings. But what are the odds on me going out that Monday morning, May the 1st, 20 years ago, and finding a rare car? So it wasn't until 3 months later somebody's telling me about another car. I found they only made 11 cars.
Right.
And these are the 211.
Yeah, I saw them.
Yeah. And they were the last cars officially made out that were made by the Frogeyed car company in the Isle of Wight. But the clever bit about it, he got the Healey family's approval and paid royalties for using the name. So he lent him the name. And so not many people know this, you see.
No.
And this one got built after the company had got bust. It was an earlier batch that never got built, and that was built by the Trojan Healey. Well, it's badged as a Trojan Healey Super Sprite, built by a gentleman by the name of Alan Bevan on the south coast, by the Healey Motor Company, who was going to start making them again.
Right.
They made one car, and you're looking at it.
Well, life's a bitch, isn't it? Eh? I've got the only one. Stuff you lot. Yeah. It does look well put together, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's.
And I picked this up 3 years ago, just before lockdown.
Yeah.
Just before this Emmet.
Your daughter was looking after you there. It's a credit, isn't it? It really is nice.
Well, the bloke had come all the way from West Sussex in the pouring rain to the 60th anniversary. I'd met him at the 50th anniversary 10 years earlier. Made a friend of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I says to Tommy,
what, this Alan bloke, yeah?
No, not the bloke.
Not the bloke who
built it, the bloke who owned it.
Okay.
And it was a gentleman, he's in that book, it's Tommy.
So why did he sell it?
Well, that's what I said to him. He's 83, and I said,
oh, right, fair enough.
I says to him, Alan, sorry, Tommy, what are you doing? Listen, he's mentioned something. Tommy Tulip, look. And I says, West Sussex, is it Lindfield? Anyway, I says to him, tell me what you're doing selling it. He says, I've had my fun out of it. And they'd had it 20 years and done 6,500 miles with it.
That's not a lot of fun, is it? Not in my book.
Well, I've had it. I've been through it and got it even better.
Yeah.
And I've driven it since during lockdown, and it's got 10,000 on the clock now. So
you're normally as bad as him then, aren't you?
No.
He's done 6 and you've done 4.
Well, he's done 6.5 in 20 years.
And you've not owned it in 20 years. So.
I've
haven't you?
I've owned it 3 years.
Oh, I thought you said you got it 20 years ago.
No, that was that one I got.
All right, that one.
That one's got 20,000. That one's got 70,000 on the clock.
Right.
When I picked that one up, it got 18 on the clock when I bought that one. And that's the one that goes back to the Isle of Wight and Cornwall every year.
Right.
And I shall be taking it in a few weeks' time down to Isle of Wight. And because it's the last car built out of the factory, I go to a 2-day classic car event and they put me in pride of place. So it's a bit like going home.
Yeah, great.
For the car.
Again, they're probably rarer than the originals, aren't they? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
Oh, they're very rare, and of course they're 10 times better built, you see.
Well, they're modern, aren't they? Everything's usable today.
Yeah. Even the dashboard is glass fibre to look like vinyl. That is gel coat.
All right.
Not many people know it, and it's you know, the quality of international boat building fraternity, craftsmanship in the Isle of Wight. You know.
Yeah, I actually thought that was you know, like you say, a vinyl.
Yeah.
Dashboard, it's fantastic, isn't it? Really is.
Well, normally the vinyl covered on a metal pressing, you see. Same with the door pockets. The door pockets normally are cardboard, strip of metal, covered in vinyl.
And as soon as they get wet, they rot out.
That's gel coat.
Yeah, it lasts forever.
Gel coat and glass fibre.
Yeah, it's very good.
International boat building stuff. Unbelievable. And I say, not many people know about it.
No.
And as I say, it was all by accident when I got to know about it.
Yeah, and you just have to make your mind up within minutes, don't you? This is the problem sometimes.
Well,
sometimes you get talked out of stuff and you regret it afterwards.
I still pinch myself at how it all happened. It was weird, really. Well, I'm fairly confident. Somebody picked me out of bed that morning and said, you haven't got 3 months to look for a car.
Yeah.
That's your car, get in and drive. And it was, as it turns out, unfortunately, 3 years later she died of cancer.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss.
But no, as I say, somebody was pulling my string.
Yeah. Did she like going out in the car then?
She loved it. I had a classic Jag in those days and said to my missus, do I want to be crawling under this and repairing it, looking after it, as you do, when I'm old and wrinkly? Time we had a fun.
Well, isn't that the problem with a lot of the older cars now? The generation's gone that look after them.
That's right.
And the kids don't want them anymore. They want speed.
Yeah, and they want somebody else to look after them.
Yeah, they do.
It's a worry, isn't it, really?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I've got a few more to film, so as I say, put that down and shake your hand. Thanks for your time, I do appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah.
And good luck.
Okay. I don't do fiddly buttons, so I won't know where that will be.
YouTube.
All right, okay.
If I see your face, I'll cut your face out if that's all right. So
whatever.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
But like I say, some people don't want to know you and just sit there and ignore you, and some people are friendly. It's just human nature, isn't it?
I'm proud of what I've done. And what
exactly.
I've got, but, all for the, and also.
Plus, it's educational as well, isn't it?
Reasons.
Yeah. If somebody's interested, then what have you got to lose for spending 10 minutes and just explaining? Nothing really. You know what? If I could fit in one, I'd have one.
But it was a gentleman, I say, by the name of Alan Bevins, that decided to actually start again, but he didn't make many. I think there's rumour that he made 2 or 3, but I've only heard he's only made this one.
The trouble is, they start with a few quid and then they're relying on cash flow, aren't they?
Well, that's right. And
somebody then doesn't pay.
That's really what happened with the original company. The original company was underfunded.
Yeah.
But all these cottage industries are. But as I say, Morgan's managed to survive. But you see that they started life in the 30s, was it? Was it 30s?
Yeah, they did with the trike things, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The free-wheeled things.
But yeah, it's quite weird, really. But this company, I mean, it ran for 14 years, and during that time, it produced something in the region of 130 cars, which isn't a lot even then. But
how many people did he have working for him? Do you know?
He had
with him?
about 10. That's his heyday. He had about 10 people.
That's quite a good turnout, isn't it?
And there is a car of one of the last 11. I've actually got the last one, which is that one.
Yeah.
But one of the last 11, one of the ladies that bought it has had it signed by everybody that worked there.
Brilliant.
A little plaque underneath the bonnet somewhere.
Yeah, brilliant.
And that's somewhere down in London, from what I'm read.
I must admit, I've seen lots of Frogeyeds, but I've never seen a copy. No, that's why I was looking at the doors thinking, where's the string gone? And
no, I think they were all that little lever, they were all that sort of design.
All right.
The Mini had the little cord, and I
thought these did as well.
No, these never had the cord. They had a little lever.
Because the cord went on that lever, didn't it? When you pulled it out, it lifted it up.
On the Mini, they had the cord, and I think some early sports cars, but they weren't the midget.
Right.
It may have been the MGA, but don't hold me to it. I don't know. It may have been the MGA.
We'll find one and ask.
It may have been the TR. I don't know. But no, the midget always had that little lever.
Yeah.
But it never had a handle on the outside.
They're a starter classic, aren't they? The originals. So
yeah.
Although they've gone up in value as well. So like everything's gone through the roof.
Well, that little white one I got offered. I'm embarrassed to tell anybody. It would be about 6 years ago. I was at Christ, on show at Christ. Somebody came up from Leicester for the day with his family. Began to understand what it was. I was in that little white one.
Yeah.
And his parting gift, his parting shot to me was, deliver it to Leicester and I'll pay whatever you want. And we were hovering around 50, 60 grand at the time.
Yeah.
deliver it, because I wasn't playing ball at that time. And he says, deliver it to Leicester, I'll pay whatever you want.
The trouble is, where you're going to get another one?
Well, yeah, you wouldn't, would you? Most of them.
This is the problem, isn't it?
It wasn't a case of that.
If you got 3 or 4 in the garage, then
I
fair
never
do.
bought them with that.
No.
At the time, I'd only got the 2 cars. I've now got 4 cars and 2 projects.
Anybody into anything classic doesn't buy it for the money.
But I bought it for the right reasons, which was me and my daughter. And that's why Mickey comes to represent my daughter.
Right.
That was one of her favourite cuddles.
Are you local to here then?
I'm sort of local. I've come over the border, haven't I? I'm Derbyshire.
Derbyshire.
Alfreton way up.
Yeah, you're not far from me. I'm in Kirkby.
Where are you?
Kirkby.
Yeah.
I'm from London, as you can tell.
I do.
From
but
the
that
accent.
One came from Wimbledon.
Yeah, East London, that's South West London.
That was in the middle of Wimbledon on a Coronation Street type road.
Yeah.
With no room for parked cars both sides, just room for single file down the road. And she said to me when I went to look at it, I went with my trailer all the way down to London to buy it, and then I walked away from it because I said she hadn't looked after it. And I rung about 3 weeks later thinking, did she say they only made 12 cars? I'll just ring about see if she's still got it. She'd still got it. I made her a better offer. She said, yes, okay, come and fetch it. And that was just a little in Wimbledon. But when I took me, first of all, when I went back, she says, "Oh, you better put a coin in the parking." I said, "Well, I'm only loading my car now. They'll still
they'll give you a ticket."
And that was
ruthless down there.
But anyway, they didn't. I mean, they put a penny in the slot or whatever it was, £1 or whatever, £2.
Yeah.
Then that was 20 years ago. But it was not a bad thing to do.
No, it's worth your journey, definitely.
It didn't look like it does now, because it's primrose yellow, but it looked more like mustard.
All right.
The wheels are salted. She'd let it rain in.
You mean that one? Yeah. I can see it's yellow.
Yeah. Well, this is the one.
It just faded a bit.
Featured in here.
Yeah.
That's the one. Well, you can see the difference between that. That is actually.
That's what it's supposed to be like.
That's when it was when I bought it. And but this is. I found out more about it since, and that is the last. That finished up being the very last of the 11 built at the Isle of Wight. And the foreman who puts them together, one of those that would have signed that other car, he actually took photographs of the last car being built. They knew they were into voluntary liquidation.
Yeah.
So he took photographs of the last car being built. Well, I met the foreman in the Isle of Wight, ironically, about 10 years ago, and he lent me all these photographs to copy.
Great.
Or 40 photographs, and in amongst them was the last car being built, which is that one that I own.
Yeah.
I've even been in 2010. I've been at the NEC, International Classic Car Show in 2010, on show with the little white one.
Yeah.
And literally there was only 2 more cars on show that weekend. Well, it's a big, the big international.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And they couldn't understand why it was so busy. And I said, well, perhaps you shouldn't have invited me. It was one of them jobs. But it was a busy weekend.
Yeah.
But they win concourse at the Healy Club, all 3 of them.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they are nice.
And
like you say, they're usable every day as well. Because of the mechanics to them and brakes.
Yeah, modern running gear.
Modern running gear, yeah. They're doing that with the Jag as well at the moment, aren't they? Remaking that, the E-Type.
Is that the, not the Challenger, it's the Eagle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it the Eagle? Yeah.
You can have any engine you want and what have you. And
I think they're doing it with the MGB as well. I think they're putting the BMW engine in there. Right. They're not cheap now. I think
they're not.
I don't know what the E-Type is, but that won't be cheap. But I know the B is hovering around 80 to 100,000. Well, this bloke was ahead of his time, if you analyse it.
Yeah, he probably was.
And he couldn't. He was struggling. Well, he was struggling selling these at £20,000, and that's what they were in '98.
Crazy, isn't it, when you look back?
And the original '60s car, of course, was 600 plus purchase tax.
Yeah. But then you're buying, every panel's got to be repaired or welded back up again, and even as small as it is, there's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's probably about the biggest car you could get in an average garage and work on, isn't it, when you look at it?
Well, I think they were looking at it just after the war, is you could get it sort of where your motorbike would have been, more or less, which is not quite the garden shed.
No.
But, you know, a small, sort of a large garden shed or a small garage.
The 30s houses used to have a little drive, didn't they, or a bit of garden, and you could put some paving slabs down and get it off the road, I suppose. But yeah, that's the problem why I've never done any cars, because I haven't got room. I've got just a garage, single garage, and a couple of sheds. So
doesn't matter what room you've got, you outgrow it. I can talk from experience.
Yeah, and it doesn't take long, does it?
No.
Well, I'm going to catch a few. I'm not being horrible while they're still here, because I noticed a few are starting to start up and go.
A bit, aren't they?
But thanks for your time again.
You're welcome.
And if I see you, are you going to the Forest Town one in a couple of weeks?
I won't be.
Oh, it's a shame.
With me Isle of Wight and
right.
I'll be doing Isle of Wight and Cornwall in that little yellow one.
I'll enjoy it.
Well, I'm hoping the weather's like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's usually beautiful.
We have an Indian summer in this country, don't we? September
and it's usually Isle of Wight, but let's look, let's anticipate too much.
Don't tempt fate. It's a shame, because I'd have had a chat with you again.
But by the time I get back, I shall have done. I go to Papawick sometimes in the evening one, but there again, nights are drawing in, aren't they?
They are now, yeah.
So by the time I've done Isle of Wight and Cornwall, I'll have done about 11 to 1200 miles round trip.
Good. Well, enjoy every single one of them.
Thank you.
And look after yourself, yeah? Thank you. I'm Mike.
Mike, I'm Paul.
Paul, pleased to meet you.
Super Sprite, man.
Super Sprite Paul. That's good enough.
Okay.
If I see you around, I'll come and say hi to you again. Take care.
Yeah.
Good luck, mate. Bye. Thanks for your time.